Yo, let's chat for a bit. How's everybody doing on this wonderful Thursday evening? Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody's staying blessed. Uh, Not going to be long this evening. I got a couple things I got to finish up before I go to bed. But I wanted to do this content because I was curious. I really wanted to talk about this topic for today, and I bring it up in my other ones. But hey, it is what it is. I bring it up sometimes, but it's like I need to do it. I want to do a full blown episode. So I thought about it and I said, well, this would be a good idea to talk about, when it comes to my life. And when I was thinking about it, I was thinking about it for a while that maybe this topic right here needs to be talked about. So right now, like I said, I'm not gonna hold you guys long because I have a couple things I got to finish up before I hit the bed. Hey Tangie, how you doing? Wanted to do another public service announcement before I get started. Episode 3 of my podcast will be available Monday. I'm finishing up the edits as we speak. Just trying to get through the whole week. Work been up and down overall, but overall I'm trying to keep my head up and try my best to get through these few days. And it's been hectic for me financially and everything else. I'm not gonna lie, but I have to keep pushing. I have to keep moving forward. And I know things have not been where it should be, but I'm blessed right now to have an understanding that I know that God is always with me. So I have to keep my head up and keep pushing. So that's one announcement, that my podcast featuring Lake Butler. I have not had a real good conversation with her for a while, but she is my guest on this next episode. And I am definitely looking forward to sharing that with everyone. And like I said, my podcast is starting to come together because it's not going to be like, I'm not trying to say it's not going to be spectacular. I mean, let me pull back from that. With the editing and everything else that I'm doing right now, it's like I'm still learning. So it's not going to be like, oh, you got everything right exactly where you at. No, I'm still working at it. Now I'm going to get to it. It's going to take me a little bit of time, but you got to start with what you have. And I'm starting with a lot of things of what I have right now. So it's coming along fine. I'm not going to say it's going to be terrible and all this and that. I'm not being negative. It's just that I still have some growing to do when it comes to this podcast. And the podcast will be, every other week. It'll be a bi-weekly show. So it'll give me time to learn the new techniques and ways I can edit, ways I can, bring the presentation a little bit better. So this is only the third episode. So it's like, you're not going to nail every single thing on the first couple of episodes. It's going to take time and it's going to build. So I appreciate everyone that has checked out the podcast. I appreciate those who have subscribed. Subscribe to my page. Subscribe to Lionmar Media. I appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. I really do. It'll keep you updated on everything. And all these lives I've been doing on Facebook, I've been saving them. And I've been uploading them to YouTube because I know on Facebook they'll be deleted within 30 days. And that's understandable. There's no shade there whatsoever. I mean, it's alive. So I'm going to keep that going. I'm going to upload those. I'm trying to think some more content I could put on there. So if you got any ideas that I could put on my media page on YouTube, you could put it down at the bottom. I'm game to listen to whatever you have. And, I could say yes, I could say no, I could think about it. We'll see. But other than that, everything else, I've been trying to stay, how could I put it? I can't say stay above water. I've been constantly saying that lately. I have to just keep my head up and know that God is always with me. So I know things have not been going as well as I wanted to. I'm not going to lie. But hey, it is what it is. So I have to continue on with what I wanted to do and just keep moving forward. But this topic, like I said, I'm not going to hold y'all too long because, like I said, I still got some things I got to finish up real quick. The topic for this evening is, are we really too busy, or are we just we're just not making time? Let me put it that way. Are we really busy? Are we really too busy, or are we just not making any time? My thing is this, and I fall in the same category because, like I said, all the topics that I come up with, I'm not trying to say I'm the perfect person. Absolutely not. I have flaws like crazy. Everybody has these flaws. That's why I want to talk about them. And I'm not that type that's going to be like, I'm busy too. Don't get me wrong. It's like, but me personally, I would say this. No matter how busy that I really am, this has been all my life. Sometimes I really do be busy and I can't get to you. That's understandable. But I would say a good 95% of the time, if I'm busy, I will still make time for you. I will still make time for you no matter what I'm doing. I could be in the middle of a photo shoot. If you text me, I will text you back. If I'm making t-shirts, sometimes I just get on the phone and call you. I am busy, but yes, at the same time, I will talk to you. I will sit down for a second and have a good conversation with you. I'm busy, but I'm not that busy. And that's just me personally. And I'll just, it's just something that's been on my mind for a long time. And I think that this was a perfect opportunity to talk about this topic because we all say that we're too busy. You just don't want to talk to that person. Let's just put it out there. You won't be bothered. You don't want to talk to that person. And I fall in that category a lot. I'm not going to lie. I'm talking about just towards me personally. I know so many people, because I used to hear that back in college. I be busy. If you don't want to talk to me, just say it. I won't be upset. But this dragging along and all this and that, it starts to become a problem. And you're not that busy. Like I said, you could be busy. I'm not trying to say everyone has a busy moment. Do not get me wrong. But you're not that busy. No matter what you're doing. Like I said, I've had times I've been so busy. It's like, do you have time to really talk? Yeah, I do. Unless I'm really focused. Like, I would say personally, just from my business standpoint, if I'm doing an event, like if I'm actually at an event shooting, a party, baby shower, or shoot, even from time to time a wedding, yeah, I will be preoccupied in that situation because you're around so many people. You don't want to be like, oh, this photographer always on his phone. We can't have him. You know what I'm saying? So stuff like that, yeah. You have to be on your P's and Q's in that situation. But if you're in a photo shoot or anything of that nature and if somebody texts me, I would text them back. I wouldn't get on the phone. Don't get me wrong, but like I'll vibe back and forth like that. Or if they call me, I'll tell them I'll call them back after the shoot. But like, if you send me a text, if I'm actually out and about doing photo shoots, I will reply back. Yeah, I'm busy, but I'm not that busy. But like I said, when I do events and stuff like that, yeah, my time is pretty much preoccupied for at least 2-3 hours. So I asked that question again: Are we that busy, or we just not making time? Because like I said, everyone makes time for people that they want to make time for. And I'm learning that a lot lately in my life. And it's like 9 times out of 10, nobody just don't really want to say much to me. And I know it's, as we get older, you know who's in your corner and who's not. And like I mentioned earlier, I forgot how the status was. I think I said something along the lines of, I used to be cool with a whole lot of people, but times have changed, and life changes. It's something of that nature, and it's very true. I was so close to so many people over time, and I'm not trying to say every single person. Of course, they're gonna distance themselves. Don't get me wrong, but I used to be tight with so many people, and it's just gone. No explanation, no nothing. Don't even hear from them no more. I have to constantly reach out, and I keep telling y'all, I've been saying this on every single episode. Why is it so hard for y'all to just say, oh, if I really care about the person, let me check on them? I appreciate people that check on me. I really do. Because most times, I like to be checked on. I'm not going to lie. I would like to be checked on from time to time. Do not get me wrong. But it's like I don't like the one-sided conversations with a lot of people, and that bothers me, especially people I've known for years. But again, they claim they're too busy. So, like I said, I know who's real and who's not in my life right now. This is to the point now that it's like, does it bother me? Maybe a tad, because it depends on who the person is. Everybody else, it's like, okay, whatever. Just saying. So when it comes to friendships, why do we stop checking on people? Personally, I would say that if they say life be lifing. Yeah, that's very true also. But like I said, I think that the term friend gets thrown around so easily. Like you could be at work. You're on the same team with somebody. It doesn't necessarily mean that he's your friend. That is your coworker. Now, don't get me wrong. You can create friends at work. You can create friends anywhere. I'm not saying you can't. But just because you work with that person, you work with them. Just work. That is not your friend. Sorry, I'm just being real here. That is not your friend. So in that situation, I don't look at it that way. Like just because you work on the other side of it, just because you work couple of areas down the line, oh, that's my friend. No, you're my coworker. Like I said, there's levels to it. Don't get me wrong. Like my boy Q, that's like my brother right there. But when I first met him, we worked at Kroger together before I even got to Chrysler, and he approached me in a way that I could tell that he was a genuine person, and he was always, a good person overall, no matter how you look at it. And I was really cool with him. And yeah, we started off as coworkers, yes, absolutely. But all that developed as a friendship because we still talk to this day. He sends me a prayer every single morning, no matter what I'm doing. He sends me a prayer every single morning. And I appreciate that. Q, you my brother. I appreciate that. That is love right there. That's what I'm talking about. But yeah, like I said, it's how you mold everything together. Like you mold your friendships through other things. Don't get me wrong, because you start off, yeah, you're in my class. You mean we had class together. We had this, we had that. We was in the same grade. But it's like that's pretty much what it is. It has to develop over time that your friendships really turn into anything, and that's a wonderful thing about life. So I'm not trying to say I hate the term friend. I just don't like how people use it. Let me put it that way. Because every time I turn around, they say like, "Oh, you're my friend, you're my buddy." I'm like, "No, we just had a class together." That's why I said like the word friend gets thrown around so much. It's like they don't really mean it. They just think that it's like that. That is like on Facebook. You can say you got 1,500 friends. Nah, if I got friends, I probably got a good at least 8 or 9, if that. I'm not gonna lie. That's why I think Facebook needs to change it from friends to something else. But that's just my own point of view. When it comes to dating and relationships, that's why I told him, I just posted that about me going back to the dating scene. Right now is not the good time. And it's not because of the busy part and all this, that it's other reasons. Financial reasons, everything else under the sun. And that's just how it is on that. So in that situation, yeah, the dating scene, I will probably be back, but it won't be anytime soon. I'm just trying to get myself together, get my heart together, get my money together, get this together, my mind. So even when it comes to relationships and dating, it's like if you're talking to someone and it's like you're too busy to do this and do that, it's like the relationship is really not going to last long. I just want to say that right now because it's like, if y'all dating, if y'all talking, y'all talk every day. Unless y'all really have something, unless that person really has something to do, it's like just communicate that with them, and see what happens after that. But we're in a world right now that it's like, again, even with that, people say they're too busy, or if they just don't want to be bothered with you no more, just say it. I mean, it's not really much I can say on the dating and relationship thing because I'm not in one. I'm not dating. I'm not even talking to anybody right now. But it's just overall, I would say that if you're too busy to be in a relationship, like just get everything together in your life before you get back out there dating and trying to be with someone that you really appreciate. But family, yeah, that's another one. I've fallen off on family. I'm not gonna lie. Now, I don't mean that in a negative way. I would say that I need to branch out and talk to my cousins more. A lot of people that I know, because I got a cousin in South Carolina. I need to call him between tonight and tomorrow. I need to talk to him. Just in that situation, I wouldn't say I wouldn't say it's me just being too busy. It's just that I'm not trying to say I don't communicate with my family like that, but it's like it's tough sometimes. I'm not gonna lie, it's really tough sometimes to actually call somebody and call one of my family members to see how they doing. Or some people, or my cousins, anywhere else, like they just be on Facebook, and I pretty much see what they're doing. I'm not trying to say, oh, they're doing good. I ain't gonna call them, but I need to reach out to my family a little bit more. Let me put it that way. One last thing. Speaking of social media, that'd be the biggest problem when it comes to the communication part. I'm too busy. I'm too busy. I'm too busy. But your stories are nonstop. Your posts on Facebook are nonstop. Every single thing is nonstop. Yeah, you're busy, all right. You're busy, all right. You're busy doing everything else besides communicating with someone that you claim that you're really cool with. So that turns into a problem. That is just a terrible way of looking at it, but it's the truth. I just don't understand that whole concept of you being on social media 20 out of 24 hours, pretty much. And, reply back to a text or call somebody back. I just don't, that part I don't understand. However, they show up be in your inbox if they want something. Or they'll be texting you, or they'll be calling you if they want something. That's just how it is. So, and like I said, I'm not throwing everybody on the bus. I'm really not. Truly not. I would just say that I'm on the same boat also, but like I said, if I'm busy, I will still make the time unless I really can't make the time. And I already told you earlier about my instance that I couldn't make the time. Like if I'm doing an event and all this and that, if I'm working with somebody one-on-one, photo shoot wise, even when I make t-shirts, you text me, I'm gonna text you back. If you call me, I'm gonna call. If you call me, I'm gonna answer. I'm not that busy. Like I'm busy, but I'm not that busy. But like I said, with me doing, events and stuff like that, yeah, because your whole focus has to be on the party, has to be on the event. Like if they send you a text, all this and that, if you can't get to it, you can't get to it. You'll probably get to it when you get done. Absolutely. But even at some events, well, I could say all some events, but all events where they serve food and stuff like that, yeah, while you're eating, shoot them a text. Like, yeah, I'm at this party, I'm shooting this party, I'm shooting this baby shower, shooting this, shooting that. Yeah. As a photographer, absolutely. But I do this because, no, I'm sorry. I say this because we all claim to be too busy, but we're really not that busy. And sometimes that bothers me. And like I said, as of the last year, it's starting to, I'm starting to have that whatever attitude because it's like it's all talk now. Because everybody claims that they're busy, but they're really not. So, with that being said, I'm about to turn in because I have a few things I got to finish up before I go to bed. And lately, I've been going to bed a little earlier than I expected. That's a good thing because usually I'm always up way later than this. So I gotta go to work in the morning, see what happens after that. I don't know what I'm gonna do tomorrow evening. I need to figure out a plan to do. Well, I want to do something tomorrow evening, even if it's just a movie night. I don't care. But hopefully tomorrow evening will be smooth. Cause I know Saturday. Shout out to Reverend Turner, Pastor Turner. His installation service is Saturday, so in that situation, yes, I will be busy because I'm part of the media team. So if anything comes up on that day, will I make time? Depends on what job they have me on. More likely, they'll probably have me on the cameras for the live stream, maybe. But other than that, I'll be busy. But again, I won't be that busy. So other than that, I will talk to y'all later. I pray that everybody have a wonderful evening. Stay blessed. And always, always, always keep God first. I'll talk to y'all later.